मैम आप कौन से टाइप के थ्रेड्स यूज़ करने वाले हैं?
So we are going to be using fish cork threads, and so cork threads come in very different varieties. You have the basic cork threads, and you have the Z molding threads. You have the fishbone threads. So we're using the fishbone threads. उसमें the capability of the threads to hang on to the skin is very strong, and that's why we'll be getting better results. So you can see not every patient is ideal candidate for thread lift. Only those people जहाँ पे अगर हमने स्किन को ऐसे लिफ्ट किया एंड वी कैन सी मोर देन एटलीस्ट 0.5 सेंटीमीटर लिफ्ट, तो ऐसे पेशेंट्स को हम थ्रेड लिफ्ट कर सकते हैं. तो वी कैन सी एविडेंट लिफ्टिंग ऑफ द स्किन. So the patient is completely numbed, and now we're going to start the treatment.
Ma'am, how many threads will you use?
So, if you want a basic facelift, 5 threads minimum has to be used to get good results. And there is no limitations to the number of threads that can be used. Depending upon the vectors, depending upon how much lift you are expecting, we can go and use as many threads as possible. So with this treatment, we are trying to target the smile lines. There's jowling over here, and we'll be giving little definition to the jaw. So it's a very simple procedure, and it's sometimes called as a lunchtime procedure because it doesn't require much time. And you can notice the patient is also comfortable.
मैम आपको कुछ पेन या तकलीफ फील हो रही है?
नहीं नहीं. Right now, currently in this patient, I plan to use 5 threads on each side.
What are you doing? It is the same as Korean thread lift?
Yes, so actually thread lift was originally done very much. It was introduced first in Korea. That is why it's become famous with that name. So it's the same as Korean thread lift, and it has evolved over time. So initially we were using, like I told you, it was only the cork threads, and now these threads have got more tensile strength. So even amongst the threads, we do the treatment based on the thickness of the threads. So you can see the individual threads are so thick. So the thicker the threads, the better the lift, but the more probably the discomfort. So it depends upon the way you anesthetize the patient. You can see my patient is totally comfortable.
What is the downtime?
Usually there is no downtime. If you want to go anywhere after the treatment, you can immediately go for the treatment also. There will be some dull aching pain, for which if you take painkillers, just modify the treatment plan. And we have talked to the patient, we have modified the treatment plan, so I'll be putting 5 extra threads.
What are the aftercare instructions?
So usually there's not much of aftercare instructions, just I'll give some crocin, and the patient just doesn't have to massage the face excessively for the next 24 to 48 hours. And that's it. It doesn't come with much of aftercare instructions because, as you can see, we are not breaching the epidermis. There's nothing going on top of the skin. last time. Going to follow the same vectors we followed on that side.
Does she need to take a leave from work?
It's absolutely not necessary to take a leave from work, like I told you. If she wants to go anywhere after the treatment, she can as well go. We have not done anything on the epidermis, so there are no chances of any redness or any bruising or anything. And the threads which we are using, we are using cannulas, and cannulas are actually blunt. So there is no chance of even injury. So you will not be seeing any bruising during the entire treatment also. So currently I'm just using 3 threads for her jawline. If I want to sharpen the jawline even more, I can just increase the number of threads to the patient's liking, and we can achieve a very nice and slim jaw. Even jaw contouring can be done with the help of threads. For the double chin area, I'm just currently putting only 1 cork thread. But if we increase the number of threads, I can give a very nice slimmed effect to the patient. So we're done with, I've put 10 threads on either sides of the patient, and you can see the patient is absolutely comfortable. Whatever slight bleeding is there can be controlled. कहीं पे आपको स्पेसिफिकली कुछ पेन हो रहा है? नहीं ना, सेंसेशन. I'll be cutting the threads very close to the skin. There should be no remnant of the thread seen. We'll be barring it under the skin. So what we're going to do is we'll show you the magnified version of this thread. So you can see those threads contain all these cones and flat version, which gets very effectively anchored to the tissue which is there underneath. So once we have placed the threads over here, so they have a life. They dissolve from the body in the next, they'll be dissolving from the body in the next 4 to 6 months. But wherever we have placed the threads, all along the threads there's going to be intense collagen formation, and those collagen that your body has built is what is going to maintain the effects of this facelift. The effects can last anywhere between 1 to 1.5 years, depending upon how fast is the aging process. The procedure can be repeated again after a year, after 1.5 years. If you want to prolong the life of the threads, there are other non-invasive treatments that can be done, like MNRF, pseudofractional HIFU, in order to increase the lifespan of the threads.
मेरा अभी 8-10 दिन पहले थ्रेड लिफ्टिंग का प्रोसीजर हुआ है और मुझे घर आने के बाद अच्छा लगा, कुछ दर्द वगैरह कुछ भी नहीं हुआ है। अभी मुझे स्किन अच्छी टाइट हो लग रही है, बहुत अच्छे से फील हो रहा है। अभी मुझे स्किन भी देखने के लिए अच्छी लग रही है और थोड़ी मैं यंग महसूस कर रही हूँ। बाकी सब तो काम नॉर्मल करी, कुछ भी दर्द ऐसे लगा नहीं। प्रोसीजर करने के बाद काफ़ी कुछ अच्छा लग रहा है, मुझे चेहरा भी अच्छा लग रहा है, यंग लग रही हूँ मैं।